Welcome to GearCheckGames. This is part 25 of our commentary for Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. Last time, we listened to Dan hum.
And this time we're doing it again.
Seemingly defeated the monster in Creepy Steeple, but at the last minute, it was revealed that no, we did not. And in fact, it stole Mario's body. But who cares about any of that, because we got the Shadow Sirens back in the story.
What is a bomb?
It's a super bomb.
It's the only way to kill a Mario.
With a bomb?
Weren't you paying attention in Mario hunting class?
No, I was...
Was that one of the available electives at your high school?
It's Mario season.
No, but at university, yes, it was a 300 level course worth 1 credit hour.
Sweet.
In any case.
Is Beldam just projecting all of her failures onto Vivian?
That's exactly what she's doing. Yeah. I'm glad one of us is paying attention to the dialogue.
I'm still trying to figure out what a bomb is. I know what a bomb is.
Maybe
it's a bomb, but like better.
If we look around a little bit, we'll be able to find a bomb and examine it more closely so that Nick can figure out what it is.
It's a bomb.
Since that seems to be very important to him.
It's
so yes,
super
now that we've made our way all the way to Creepy Steeple, we have to make our way all the way back to Twilight Town without a partner. So that's fun.
We're doing a partner this run.
Yeah. We kind of glossed over it a couple minutes ago, but Joe, you totally spoiled the big twist that's coming up in a minute.
Did
So
I?
we're gonna run into the bomb.
No. The what's happening right now.
Who cares?
It hasn't been
level
explained yet.
So is that kind of like the mechanic of this? Like once you get your body switched, like the thing is, oh, you've been playing the whole game with a partner, now survive without one.
Yeah,
for
that's
a very brief amount of time. Yes.
Well, yeah, it's another element of the chapter meant to like make the player kind of feel vulnerable and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Just like this lovely song.
Well, no, I was trying to soften the blow for our younger viewers. I spent a long time on this one.
That makes sense. Does your stats change whenever you get turned into a shadow?
No, your stats stay the same. The only thing you lose is your partner and your name. But
that's how Yubaba controls you. She takes your name.
I can appreciate this part on like, oh, they're sending you back through an area that you've already been through.
I love that transition where we didn't see you roll into paper and you're just rolling out.
Rolling around.
Yeah. Well, hey, would you rather I just left in the whole backtracking section?
It just makes your mind fill in the blanks where like shit went down and you're just like rolling out in a tube.
Yeah. Well, what I've been trying to get at here is that I understand the appeal of like, oh, let's send you back through an area you've already been through, but like handicapped, because you don't have your partners to rely on. The problem is this is not the last time we have to go through the entirety of Twilight Trail. In fact, we have to go back through it 2 more times. Actually, no, 3.
Now that I've read the book A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin, this chapter reminds me a lot of A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin.
Marty O.
So, quick question: How many of you that have played this guessed Slick for his name? Just thinking that he was just like real dumb and.
Dan, I think I had repressed that memory, but I'm pretty sure I did. Because like, what else do you have to go on?
Yeah.
He says it all the time.
If you know his name right off the bat, like because you've played the game before, is there some special dialogue there?
You can't enter it.
Because he took away the lowercase p.
Oh.
His name is Peter, but lowercase.
So there's no way to complete this chapter unless you go through all of the backtracking.
Okay.
Now, one thing by my buddy Mike has brought up about this game is the idea that, like, everybody complains about how much backtracking there is in this game. And his theory is that they want, in order to make sure you had, like, the intended amount of EXP and levels, they send you back through the levels repeatedly because they didn't have time enough to make, like, big levels that just got you to like the level you needed to be at with like a single pass through.
Shoutouts to Mike. Keep giving us our delicious one view.
Aww.
Yeah. Yes, thank you, Mike. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
I feel like that could be easily resolved by just making enemies give more XP, though.
Or, making the level curve, like, more gradual.
Or that.
Well, but, like, even with, there were a couple of hairy spots I got myself into in this playthrough, but, like, overall, this is a pretty manageable game if you're familiar with all of the mechanics and...
This woman just said, "What if I left my husband? Haha, just kidding. Unless..."
But what if?
Unless. This game was ahead of its time.
I guess.
What are you buying?
So, I would like to point out that for this duration of the game is gone, and not just, but the name
Oh my god.
2.
Oh, we're just gonna have to play Kingdom Hearts 2 on this channel to get that joke out of our system.
I don't think even that'll work.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's been waiting to say that for literal weeks.
It's
Yep.
true. They know. These guys know.
And I can't say that I blame him.
Hey, it's the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. We haven't seen these three since, Actually, they were in Glitzville, weren't they?
Maybe.
I think they were.
I think they're all over.
The Weird Sisters from...
They were in Toad Town. Or, I mean, not
Macbeth?
Toad Town. That's Paper Mario 1. They were in, Koopa Village.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Yeah.
I don't think they were at the... I think they might come to the Boggly Woods, like, after the chapter? Maybe? I don't know.
Aww.
Vivian, she's
Yeah.
so
I guess
sad.
Vivian didn't take that 300 level Mario hunting class either.
Yeah. Well, it was only worth one
She got
credit
dirt
hour.
in her eyes.
But by God, she tried.
Does she have eyes? There's no
Sure.
proof that any of the Shadow Sirens have eyes.
Fair.
This is true.
Ooh,
Except
money.
in fan art. Don't look at fan art of the Shadow Sirens, kids.
And
Oh, nice.
as we all know, fan art is the place to go to look for canon proof of things.
Yeah.
Maybe she's looking for a contact lens.
You walk in to help her and you hear a squish.
You have to go all the way back to Rogueport and, like, wait for another one.
Yeah.
But you can't use the pipe because you don't have your body.
What if they were just all... Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I forgot about that. Actually, since the first time I ever played this game, you can't go back to Rogueport because Mario doesn't have his body anymore.
Yeah.
And without his overalls, which say his name on them, he can't access the pipe.
Here, let me fix it. Just goes over and starts fumbling with it and kills them both.
I was honestly really expecting her, instead of saying it's broken, to say it's armed.
Oh no, I lost the pin. Oh, wait, what?
So, why can she see him as a shadow? Is it because she's also a shadow?
Well, everyone can see him, but, like, they think he's a bad guy. Kind of.
Oh.
Well, I mean, not really. Joe talked to the guy at the gate earlier, and he was just kind of like, oh, hey, if I had to classify you, I'd probably call you a bad guy. Alright, well, come
Also,
on in.
the shopkeeper thought he was cute. But,
Well, I guess he's a little more. On model for this area than he is in his normal, like, Mario attire.
also, good for you, Vivian, for taking charge of your life and leaving
Yeah.
your toxic relationships.
Yeah, honestly, like, my sister's a jerk.
Yeah. So yeah, surprise, surprise. If we haven't, like, horribly foreshadowed it for the last 24 episodes, Vivian is our 5th partner.
Yeah.
And she is debatably the best one.
She's so cool.
Is
I
there
think
a
she
debate?
definitely, out of all of them, I think Vivian is, like, far and away the most compelling character.
Yeah.
No, it is debatable because of the partner that we get in the next chapter.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is also true.
That's,
But I think for me, Vivian edges it out just because I love the concept of, like, one of the villains. Like, a completely unique villain.
What?
designed
Vivian
to
edges it out
join
for
your
you?
team.
Wasn't the next partner your favorite partner?
I mean, generally.
Isn't that the hill you, like, died on?
The next partner is my favorite, like, utility-wise. Like, I think he's the best to use, but I think Vivian is the best, like, character and design of all of them.
I'd probably agree there.
So I was chatting with Rotbeak in Mushroom Town on Instant Messenger, and he said he'd just gone fiber optic on his home network. Red, I'll bet he's downloading 100 megs. He's probably surfing that Feather Club for Crow's site. Yeah, it just blows me away, all this information age. And yet it's all games and Feather Lost sites that are driving the technology. Yeah, but I think tech-based survivors can thrive. That was the Jungle Book voice.
Now, Vivian's ability... Vivian's ability is one that they kind of have to contrive situations for it to be useful in, because it basically makes you, invisible and intangible
and so, capable of understanding birds.
This guy knows. This guy knows how to be Mario. Just throw some random wahoos and whoopies in there,
and breathe very heavily. It's not creepy.
Did none of his squad mates notice him acting different?
No, they did, and they're all talking about it.
Well,
now.
I assume this is operating off of the same logic as, like, Gun from Sonic Adventure 2, where they can't tell the difference between Sonic and Shadow, in spite of the fact that they have, like, extreme close-up video footage of Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
But I digress.
Also, the more pressing question is, why do they see, like, what they believe to be Dupless, and one of the Shadow Sirens just walk in, and they're not, like, they don't even notice them.
They're just so distracted by Mario.
Yeah.
But anywho, as I was saying, Vivian's ability, I think, is, like, in terms of usefulness, it's kind of contrived in the overworld. But a lot of the sections that they made for it, like this right here, this eavesdropping on the crows is some of my favorite dialogue in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I made a point to show all of it, like, uncut, because oh my god.
I love these crows, they're great.
I like that you can barely see them.
Uh-huh, yeah. Man, GameCube Mario spin-offs had good crows in them. Like this and Luigi's Mansion, best crows.
Yeah, that was some,
Original Paper Mario had some ravens.
Who wrote Metamorphosis? Oh, yeah. Was it, Kafka? Yeah, that was some Kafka-esque dialogue.
Oh, what are these two talking about? Nobody cares about this.
It makes me want to peck their noses.
Oddly specific, but appropriate, I suppose. Also, I love how their eyes and their beak, like, aren't aligned properly, so they all look like they're kind of talking out of the side of their mouth, like this, see?
Man, I've seen this, like, idea in so many stories and stuff, where, like, if nobody knows your name, then, like, they can't, as, like, a magician, they can't, like, stop you or whatever. But, like, I've only heard it, like, as an idea, and I've rarely ever seen it actually, like, implemented in any way.
Have you ever read A Wizard of Earthsea by Ursula K. Le Guin?
No.
That's funny, Dan, because I've never seen this in any other piece of media, and I'm probably less, like, media savvy than you are, but, like, this part always confused me. Like, why can't he hurt him?
So the idea of names has power has appeared a lot in media. It's a sort of a classic idea amongst a lot of, like, older religions.
I like that you use both of the names.
Yeah.
Like,
You pause to find the P.
It's not there. Where is it?
Yeah, it appears in Rick Riordan's Percy Jackson series. It appears in Neil Gaiman's American Gods.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Earthsea series by Ursula K. Le Guin.
It's all over, like, Fae mythology too.
Yeah. It's all over the place.
So I feel kind of bad for Vivian here. In her debut battle, she doesn't even get to hurt the guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, I really am useless. They were right.
Well,
this is not going as planned.
Oh, well, at least she's also incredibly tough.
Yeah, she's also completely invincible.
Is she capable of throwing shade yet?
Oh, I wish.
So, every time the guy inside Mario's body talks, I feel like he has Bill Cipher's voice from Gravity Falls.
Oh yeah.
Reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. Bye, gold. Bye.
See, I imagine him as more of, and I'm sorry to evoke this man, but more of like a James Woods Hades type of character.
Okay, yeah.
He's kind of slick, kind of whatever. just saying gibberish like that, whatever. That's what I remember from Hercules. But yeah, Vivian, like I said, that I prefer the partner that you get after this chapter in terms of like usefulness in battle. But that's not to say Vivian isn't good. In fact, I'd say she's probably the second best, and in some situations, like I'd say for bosses, she's even better. Because all of her like attacks have the side effect of burning the enemy, which deals like chip damage every turn.
Yeah, she throws so much shade that it flames them too hard.
Mm-hmm. And eventually she'll get a move that lets her attack every enemy on the screen at once and burn them all. So once you get her upgraded, Vivian is one of the best partners to deal with both bosses and crowds of enemies.
So she basically has the D&D skill Burning Hands?
Yeah, or like,
She's literally our party's red mage. She's even got the hat.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I know I brought it up before, but I've always loved the hats on the Shadow
So
Tyrants.
I would like to point out before the audience jumps down our throats, red mages don't wear hats. Black mages do. White mages wear hoods. Blue mages wear hats.
Wait,
But red mages don't wear hats.
I have to check this.
My version of red mages wear big red hats with stripes.
They might have worn hats in Final Fantasy 1.
Super obvious hats.
It has red mage stitched on the front of the hat.
I'm not sure why I said that like Kevin from The Office, but okay.
Okay, I just found from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I just found the red mage, and I'm sharing it to you in Discord. She totally wears a hat.
Okay, she's wearing a hat. Alright, hold on.
Yeah, see, same hat.
I thought red mages
Joe's
wore
gonna have
hoods.
to put the image in the episode.
I could be wrong.
To show everyone how right I am.
On that note, stop talking about images in the videos to make editing easier for me.
I'll send it to you. Well, I've already sent it to you. There.
This is very important. It was a matter of life or death, by which I mean me being right and me being wrong.
It's lucky the battle ended there, because I nearly lined up 3 poison mushrooms on the roulette.
I would like to cede that Dan was correct. Red mages do wear hats. However, generally they wear like oh god, what are they called? Tri whatevers, like pirate hats.
Oh yeah.
But I think we can all agree that though red mages may wear hats sometimes, plumbers do not wear ties.
That's
Right.
true.
It's very important to remember as you go through life.
It's very important.
Now, one thing I don't think we've addressed yet is that now that we're a B-list star and our stage is upgraded, there are actually more hazards that can that can happen. Namely ones that are also hazardous to you. So, honestly, I've never been really sure how I felt about that, because, like, you can get a bigger audience now, which makes your star power fill up more quickly, but also, you now have to deal with all of these other random things that can happen. Like, the worst of it is when the little jets on the side of the stage, like, freeze you.
Oh, yeah.
Man, you know what would have been super useful in this fight? Coops. Oh, like that.
Yeah, there it is.
So wait, so just after a certain point in the game, like, there's just more hazards?
I think it's after a certain level.
I think once, after your first 10 levels, your stage gets bigger, so you can hold 100 in your audience instead of 50.
Okay.
But in order to counterbalance that, there's all these other, like, random hazards on the stage. And every time you upgrade the stage, which is, like, every 10 levels, it adds more hazards, so...
No, you're taking a beating here.
That's a thing, yeah. Well, I mean, I've been cutting most of it out, but, like, I had to fight, like, 10 battles with Buzzy Beetles, like, one after the other.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of... Yeah.
I think the ones I kept in are the ones where they are able to attack me.
Oh my god, there's so many.
Yeah,
There are a lot.
Or just to showcase the different varieties of them. This is one particular enemy where, like, if you have the right badges to deal with it, it's not too bad. But if you go into this thing and, like, you don't have a way to, like, cause an earthquake, especially these spiked ones will really give you a hard time.
Oh, is her final button random every time?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Vivian's whole thing, is it's all about, like, random button inputs.
Okay.
Yeah, RBIs as they call them in baseball.
How did I know that was coming?
Wow. Why am I not into baseball? It's just like the Vidya games.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Just like a fountain of coins.
Oh yeah, because like the coins don't actually spawn until you stop getting into like encounters.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Now this is a very... Actually, no, they do. It's just that they did... Okay, no, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah, because they don't have time. Like, the game doesn't have time to tick before you start the next encounter, so it's like it doesn't do the tick that spawns the coins.
See, that's the sort of thing I was talking about with like Vivian's puzzles being pretty contrived, because it's like, what is that?
Yeah.
Why is there just a sliding
Why
grate?
does somebody build something like that?
To protect themselves against all but shadow sirens, I guess.
Yes. Is there one of those in the basement of every church?
Oh, hey, it's Takatu, or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Takatu's ancestor.
Yeah.
You found a weird, like, Shinji Ito thing in the treasure chest.
So, his ancestor...
Junji Ito, not Shinji Ito.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Junji, yes, you are correct.
It'd be like Shinji gets in the Evangelion, he just like warps.
Sharingan.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, anyway.
This Evo was made for me.
This episode brought to you by the letter P.
P.
And the steeple key.
What happens when you go shadow form? Yeah. I need to know.
So before this, were they just all calling it the Kree Steel?
Yeah, what if like yeah, they did like the KH2 thing where like the lowercase
Yeah, he just
p
took
is
it away
just
from like all dialogue.
Get him, Coots.
What if you were like you went to make a new file and you couldn't use the lowercase p to set your name?
Our Yoshi friend is now just Vincent Rice.
Yeah. He goes great with the honey that Christopher B makes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Dupless, that's his name. I'm so glad we didn't spoil that before going to confront him.
I mean,
Yeah.
we actually didn't.
I said it once, but at that point
Did
it was
you?
just like, all right, we already got the
What ifs?
Right.
we already got the little thing that happened.
you
Oh yeah, and now I can say dupless. I've been trying to say that for several episodes.
What do you mean? I heard it.
Oh yeah, Joe's been editing out every time I say dupless.
Yeah. That's a lot of work, Joe.
Oh, is that what I've been doing?
Yeah.
Okay, pin it on me, why don't you? Jeez.
What a duplicitous
So, yeah.
ploy.
Thankfully, in the next part, we will not be showing us walking all the way back to Twilight Town, but we will be showing what happens when we get there. So stay tuned.
See you there.
Bye.